Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well this morning. Good day, good day. Greetings and salutations, all you fine people. Let me get something taken care of here real quick. Just a couple of little house cleaning things I've got to do. Man, oh man, what an evening was yesterday. So crazy. It's it's really strange. I was on with Mo last night, and for some reason, it looked like chat just completely disappeared. Don't know what exactly it was that happened. It wasn't like we said anything. It was actually moving along really well. It was almost like someone shut off the spigot or something. Really strange. So I'm looking at it this morning. I suspect I know what happened. Not positive, but I think I know what happened. I'm going to get it taken care of today. Mm. Well, what a morning! What a day it's going to be. We're going to have a good time today, aren't we? Morning, Captain Kern. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, King Marshall. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Uh, Maja Lund, Lund, Marja Lund. I think that's right. Yes. Good to see you, Ma, Maya. Damn it. Damn it. Maya. I get that one wrong all the time. Captain Kern, I won't complain. I'm breathing. Well, thank you. I'm glad you are. Really are. Yes. And that beats, that's the best we can hope for these days, right? No, oh, that is so true. That is so true. Good morning, Daniel Barry. Sports highlights. Every morning is a great morning whenever Daniel Barry Sports Highlights is here. Good to see you. Tracy McLaughlin Holmes. Good morning. How are you doing? T Underwood. Good to see you. Good to see you. And Siha. Wonderful. Oh, it's so wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Bingo. There was a major outage on YouTube beginning around just before 9 p.m. It was a major spike. Okay, yeah. And that's sort of what I was suspecting. It was the weirdest thing that both Mo and I were experiencing because we were just cruising right along. We and she was like, "Did you say something?" And I was like, "No." And I looked at my, because that was about that time, and it was, yeah, it just all of a sudden disappeared, like all of chat, and it was, I wasn't sure if YouTube had shut something down, and I sent a message to Mo this morning. I was like, did what exactly happened? She said, "Oh no, it was happened to her again this morning also." Just as she was watching somebody else's show, that it just spiked, and so there's a possibility they're doing some sort of funky updates or something, and but I don't know why chat would disappear unless there, and that's why I was asking her, is there just a big storm, lost some outage? I mean, Dubai, but that's really about it. Um, I don't think that would affect it, but that's always a crazy thing. I've known a couple of people that had moved to Dubai, but I don't know. I don't think that would cause it. So here we go. Major storm dumps record rain across the desert nation of UAE, which is the United Arab Immigrants. MEM Immigrants. Good morning, Risa. Good to see you. Good to see you. JD fan, glad you could make it. Oh my. So we've got Dubai, United Arab Emirates, desert nation of the Arab. We'll just say the EAU or UAE. Jesus, over there. We'll just say around Dubai. Disrupting travel throughout the world's busiest airfield for international travel. A state-run Wham news agency called the rain Tuesday historic weather event Anything documented since the start of data collected in 1949. That's before the discovery of crude oil in this energy rich nation, then part of a bridge's Pretoria in the Trucial, mm, whatever, Trucial states. Rain also fell on Bahrain, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. However, the rains were acute across this area. One reason may have been cloud seeding, which small planes flown by the government go through clouds, burning special salt flares. Those flares can increase precipitation. Several reports quoted meteorologists at the National Center for Meteorology as saying they flew 6 or 7 cloud seeding flights before the rains. The center did not immediately respond to questions Wednesday, though flight tracking data analyzed by the AP showed one aircraft affiliated with the cloud seeding efforts flew around the country on Sunday. Wow. Oh wow! Russia and the West joined forces to tackle trade in blood diamonds, despite the feud over Moscow's diamonds. Oh, that's crazy. So that's a lot of rain. Imagine getting that in the desert. It's quite a bit. Um, they have strict laws that criminalize critical speech, called the situation at the airport absolute carnage. You not get a taxi. These people sleeping in the metro station. There's people sleeping at the airport. They end up getting a taxi to near their home, some 18 miles away, but floodwater on the road stopped them. A bystander helped them over a highway barrier with their carry-on luggage. Bottles of gin they picked up from duty free clinking away. uh, that's so crazy. I mean, that is a lot of rain. That is a hell of a lot of rain. Ah, so this is the area right here that they were getting all this rain. Authorities sent taker truckers out in the streets and highways to pump away the water. Water poured into some homes, forcing people to bail out their houses. Wow. And there were 19 people that were possibly killed in heavy rains in recent days. Jeez Louise, that's insane. Yeah, it's climate change. Megan Fox went from over 1,000 to under 20 in a matter of seconds. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking, that there was something, and I was going to um, reach out to somebody that I know of that could have could can pull up some tracking stuff for me. Uh, but that was insane last night, because it just it sort of threw me off, like I've never seen it go like that. I mean, and it was right at that 2 hour mark. But for me, it was, well, I think it would have been 9 o'clock for her, 10 o'clock for me. So that was the strangest. Um, hey, hello, Benicia. Good to see you. Oh, look at the pup. See a puppy and a kitty cat. Poor Tug got kicked out and unable to get back in. So it might have been something going along around the Tennessee area. Yeah, I never had a problem. Well, I didn't have any problem with anything on my end. And I went back this morning and was looking through the stream. It shows a graph. It was about a 3 hour issue. Oh, last night the like everybody's stream, and so about 10 o'clock Eastern, I think is whenever it happened, just a little bit after 9:30. Let's see, I'm trying to think, because I was 2 hours 4 minutes in, and like chat just went silent, and I mean, because I looked at my graph this morning on my analytics, and it was just cruising right along, and then all of a sudden it 2 hours 4 minutes, it went from like having, you know 30, I think there was 40 or 50 people in there. I think it was over 50. So some, because I remember looking at one point in time, there was something like 60 some odd people in there, and I was talking with uh, with Mo, and then it just all of a sudden went from, the number was up there to like 8 people. And I was like, and so I went back this morning because I was like, maybe there was something I said that offended people, or was like really off. And I'll be damned if it just there was nothing. It was just we were talking. We switched back over to the video, and then it was just gone. Like everybody was gone. There wasn't anybody talking in chat. There wasn't anybody responding. And I was like, well, if anybody saw something, and sure enough, everybody was like, no, that's going across everywhere. So yeah, that was, and MG said the same thing. He was just like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So something YouTube did, have no idea. Maybe we overheated their servers or something. So that's all we know. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. Yes, I am doing well. Ammo's girl, we are doing well. It's good to see you. It's climate change. No, this right there, this is why they would have a hard time. Because I saw what you said, climate change. No, they have a hard time explaining this being the climate change. The reason they have a hard time, saying all of this stuff being climate change is because they were seeding the clouds. Yeah, yeah. It's and that's something else that somebody was talking about. Well, I think it was Phoenix, yeah, Phoenix, Arizona. They were saying, oh well, it's ridiculous because climate change is making the desert turn green. I was like, no, the reason they're turning it green is they brought in irrigation, and people start moving in. They have lawns and crap like that. They've changed the whole ecosystem of like Phoenix and that whole area. Gets more humidity than it used to. I mean, it's still a desert, but it's a more of an oasis. I don't think I could move there. Yes, doing well. Yeah, wow. Oh, that's one way to demonetize. I guess so. When a man tries to play God with Mother Nature, he just makes a freaking mess. Well, that does happen. Nature is perfect. Stop messing with it. Well, it's not. I mean, it does what it's going to do. Mother Nature's more powerful than most men. Yeah, that is most definitely right. Definitely give to the Free Zachariah and Anderson if you so desire. I've got something I'm going to be working on for that this week. Hopefully, I can get to it. I've got a few things. Um, oh yeah, yeah, things got weird here too, and then I ended up falling asleep earlier and woke up at like 3 a.m. Ooh, could have been a solar flare. Could have been a solar flare. That might have caused it. But it's still amazing to see. Still amazing to see about Haboob. Haboob in Phoenix. I don't know what that is. My sister's in Phoenix, but I don't know. So weird. Maybe it was solar flare. Saw a few during the eclipse. Hmm. That's a possibility. Hey, Brandon, need that video in Hun. Lefty has challenged Baker to a bare knuckle fight at Dollywood. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. I love that. Good to see you. Good to see you. That was funny. Someone said, and I just removed it from my chat. Somebody came in and was like, "I told you that Trump stock was going to fail, and you laughed at me." I'm just like, I don't think I ever laughed at anybody about it. I probably laughed because I could care less about stock. That was just like, people are weird. People are weird. That was one of the most interesting things that came in there. And say, oh, you're talking about how great Trump stock was. I was like, man, I don't know. I was talking about how high it had gone up, like 300% from where it started. But hey, you know, interest rates and all that kind of stuff is going to affect all of that. Mm. Speaking of, speaking of the whole Trump stuff, because it's interesting here. Mm, there we go. Trump goes from court to campaign at a bodega in this heavily Democrat town, in his heavily Democrat hometown. Wow. So, fresh from a Manhattan courtroom, Donald Trump visited a New York bodega where a man was deleted. A stark pivot for the former president as he juggles being a criminal defendant and the Republican challenger intent on blaming President Joe Biden for a crime. What? That's weird. That made no sense. Ah, okay. Trump stopped by a convenience store, a tiny bodega that sells chips, sodas, and other snacks. Trump's aide said the former president, presumptive GOP nominee, chose the store because it has been the site of a violent attack on an employee, a case that resulted in public criticism for the strict district attorney now prosecuting him. The visit was Trump's first campaign appearance since his criminal hush money trial began. Why did they keep saying hush money trial? Well, because that is false information. They keep forcing this right here. It is a witch hunt against a former president. How about they just call it election interference? Because that's all it is. Hey, some of us care about stocks. Hey, no, there's nothing wrong with that. I just that's just no, no, you didn't miss it over here. You didn't miss it over here. No, what it was is on my in my they were commenting on a video. They put it in there that they were laughing at me because I told you to sell those stocks that they were going to fail. I was just like, it's a stock market. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Sometimes they split. Sometimes they do a reverse split. Wow. Some people bet on them failing. Some people bet on them doing well. If I knew all the ins and outs and how to actually play the stock market, I could probably be a millionaire. But I don't care. I don't care enough to be worried about it. Unlike Lesko, he cares. Holy shit! Did you hear these jurors they were trying to seat? I would love to hear what they were saying. Oh wow! Some of them basically had why I hope Trump dies in jail blogs and had answered to having opinions about him. Even the judge was like, you got to go. Don't ruin my show trial. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. Captain Kern, I was growing my own veggies and stuff, doing battle with the critters, beating me to them. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We've got a ton of blueberries this year. I mean, they're just it's going to be delicious whenever we're start selling, freezing those. Sometimes there are more sellers. I know, isn't that weird? I'm just amazed by it. Well, and then it got me to thinking. I was like, well, what in the hell is that stock doing? Because I think I have a few of those, or a few hundred, or something like that. Pretty sure. So I was like, well, let me look just to see if there's something that I'm missing here. And I pull up my account there, and I'm like, wow, I do have some there. And guess what? It is yeah, I still doubled, over doubled what I paid for them. So I don't know. It doesn't mean anything to me. Maybe I'll just go buy some more just to piss this person off. I don't care. The irony is the basis of hush money is very similar to, yeah, very similar to Jameer's case. It's called a settlement. Eris, it will crash and the government will bail out the banks because they loaned money at an interest rate people can't afford. Foreclosures go up, homelessness goes up, banks get bailed out. That is so true. That is so true. Things crash. The most blueberries I ever had, my peaches and plums are going crazy right now. Our raspberries are going bonkers. I mean, just absolute bonkers. They they did really, and her peonies. Oh, Oh, so she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to remember. I think it's 5 or 6 peony plants themselves, and out of those five, I think two of them are newer, so um, they haven't really strengthened up. The other ones are older, but they're transplanted from like last fall. I think she transplanted them, but those are doing. I mean, they've already some of those got like 4 or 5 buds on them that are just starting to form, and we finally got one that opened up yesterday. Oh man, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. 2008 over all over again? No, no, no. A little bit different. Was it 2008, 2005? Either way. Well, it would be 2006, 2007. Let's fact check yours. Well, it was somewhere around in there that the banks got bailed out because they were just too big to fail. They were making subprime loans. It was really crappy, and of course they wanted to blame everybody else. Oh, it's the president. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. No, it was Congress. It was it was the Senate all combined because it was not. People tend to forget this because maybe they're just a little too young. It was about equity. Um, Instead of calling it equality, they called it equity. They just used different names for it at the time. What they wanted inside the banking system is they did not think it was a good idea to be making loans out to people that couldn't afford to pay them. So the government stepped in and basically telling banks that they were going to shut them down because they were not offering loans to poor people, um, maybe of a certain ethnic group or anything like that, to help them be able to be equitable. That they couldn't, it wasn't fair, that they were holding down certain ethnicities, that those certain ethnicities were not capable because of, um, you know, well, that's just you're just it's because the white man done been holding you down. These black and brown people need to be taken care of. And we'll make sure we take care of them. And so what they did is they started, because banks don't like to lose money, of course. So Congress started passing laws that basically would go after banks. So banks said, okay, well, if we're going to be forced to do this, let's go ahead and damn well do it. And that's what they did. They made subprime loans to people that couldn't afford to pay them back. So I remember, because this was about the time my wife and I were looking for a house as before we were married. um and it was they literally, with her credit rating, my credit rating combined, we qualified for, I mean, we could have spent $1 million, $2 million, and they would have given us a loan. Well, I was like, I do not need to spend this kind of money on a house. I mean, I know that I can get a loan for it, but I'm not doing that. And so she took out a loan, and because we weren't married at the time, didn't want to go in a house together. So she took out a loan on her own, and yeah, ended up. I think that was '06, something like that. Took out a loan. Yeah, and then everything crashed in '08. I think it was. Mm. Black shizzy. Just say black. Oh, it was the blacks and the browns peoples. Yeah, yeah. That was part of the big big issue. Um, just I just remember it was under Bush too. Yeah, but it wasn't the president that was causing this. Um, That was the bad part about it. It wasn't the president causing it. It was your Congress and Senate, and he just rubber stamped it along. You know, not because we don't want to injure the blacks and the browns. You know, we don't, because they're being injured. They're not capable enough and not smart enough. This is the thinking that was, goes around, and it's coming around again, because people fail to recognize that it's not about it's not about the president. It's about your lawmakers and the laws that they're making and they're passing. Also in your local areas, um, there was a lot of banks that said, "Nope, we're not making those loans. You can go after us, but we're not making those loans." They didn't fall into those regulations, and this is why they bailed out the banks, because they're. It wasn't that the banks created it. It it wasn't the banks that created it. Allowing people of low income to get houses and loans they couldn't afford. They were being forced to. That's the problem with it. It wasn't that they were intentionally going out and doing it. They were being forced to do it by the government. And this is why the government bailed them out, because it sucked. Yeah, the market peaked in '07, retested highs later that year, and then steadily made its way to the era's price of 666. I just say it was targeting poor Americans because I know people of all colors that got screwed by that. Oh yeah, it didn't, and there was developers that got screwed by it because there was everybody was looking for a damn house at that point in time, because my wife and I were a little bit concerned. Um, the house that we were in was we were renting from somebody, and he was like, I've got to raise the rent on this. And we sat down and we're just like, now would be a good time to get a house. Our interest rate was not too bad for what we got. And there was I can't remember what it's called, but where they could raise the interest rate a percentage, like every year or something like that, or like 0.5%, but no more than that. And we actually refinance. No, we never refinanced that house because we moved before that. The place that we currently are in, when we got here, our interest rate was lower than what we were at our at the old house. And then right before the interest rates like started climbing back up again, we refinanced, I think, at like 2 or 3%. Yeah, it's our interest rate is really good right now. It's really good. Now they're back up to like what, 7, 8, 10. I don't know. At least you didn't have to survive through the '70s, where interest rates were at what, 25, 35% on a house. No, I joke not. It was bad. It was bad. Um, 777. Let's go. She's an angel. Hello, you're going to keep me company waiting for my surgery, sitting in the waiting room with a gorgeous outfit on. If you're wearing a gorgeous outfit, then yes, I will keep you sitting there all damn day. They're forced to do it, then forced to bail each other out, then forced to pay the government for bailing each other out. Yes. Shizzy, you read right. Get a copy of The Great Rebalancing. You'll understand all of the actual pushes and pulls. Yeah. Okay. I will. Oh, you know what? I will check that out. I will check that out. The Great Rebalancing. Yeah, I read a lot. I read stuff on here. It's, and as Lesko said, he does a stock thing. I've got stocks. I mean, I wouldn't recommend anything to anybody. I like to make jokes about it. Grocery inflation is ridiculous. Grocery inflation is ridiculous. I can barely afford my pudding pops. Well, then you are buying the wrong stuff. Bought my house in '09 with a 6%, paid it off in full April 2020, paid double the mortgage every month, took 2 year down, 20-year down to 11. Yeah. Well, and that's sort of what my wife and I did. We ended up, so whenever we sold our house off, it was so yeah, it was nice to get out of our old place. It was tiny. When I say tiny, it was, God, I want to say 1,100 square feet, something like that. It was tiny, tiny. Um, I want to say last year that house sold for, we bought it in '07. I want to say it was around two, yeah, 200,000, something like that. That's, that's not in a bad area where it's located at. And then whenever we sold it, I want to say we sold it for three and a half, four, something like, I think it was four. Sold it for four. And there was only like, I want to say another 10 years, something like that, to pay it off, some weird thing like that. Not quite 10. Um, and then what did it sell for last year? I think six or 700,000 last year. Yeah. And this basically, it's so small it would be a teardown. The Big Short was a great movie discussing the economic burst. Yeah, I took a home equity loan to afford the last shipment of pudding pops. Oh, goody. Good morning, Ingrid. Good morning. I can never have enough. Exactly. Exactly. Volstorm can never get enough of them. Real housing prices are roughly 200% of historic levels. I think they peaked at 150% back in 2006 before these two bubbles of devastation from the norm is 10% thanks to BlackRock. Yeah. It's crazy. Same here. My interest was 4.5 fixed. The bank isn't happy. I have 18 months left on my loan, which had 14 years left. Double payments are still cheaper than rent. Yes, yes. Well, and then in what was it, California? I think people were all in an uproar because these old people weren't selling their houses. It's like, why would I sell my house? That was that reminds me, because this happened in Georgia. The only reason I know this is because I was having to buy a bunch of damaged equipment. We were buying a bunch of damaged equipment from this guy. He owned some warehouses here in Georgia. Like, I think it was three or four of them. And the Olympic Committee came in and they offered to buy these because they wanted to build some temporary housing. Um, and he said, no, the value of these is much greater than that, and I'm not selling. Um, they came in and offered him still below what they were valued at. And whenever I say initially what they were valued at, we're talking about half of what they were valued at. These are warehouses that had pianos in them and all kinds of stuff. And as he turned down each one of their offers, there were these accidents that happened, but only to his buildings. It just somebody, like a homeless person might have like dropped a match, and it, had all the lookings and all the cravings of a like a Molotov cocktail. I never understood how you can light a cigarette with a Molotov cocktail, but apparently that's what the homeless person did. And then they came back and offered him the same amount of money. Um, Actually, I think even less, and he still said no. So they did that to four of his buildings, and he still wouldn't sell. Olympic Committee was a bunch asshole. Yeah, they did not help the economy of Georgia. So if people ever think that having the if your city starts going, hey, let's get the Olympics here, you know what you tell them? No. Say, have fun. I don't want to have anything to do with it. Take it to a big city and have a blast. Because what'll happen is they will ruin your economy in the worst possible way. It is a money losing situation. Why do you think they look for new places to do it? Mm. Being being 76, being mortgage free is the only thing that let my family survive for the last 4 years. Yeah, our like I said, ours is really low, but you know that's our also our because of when we bought this house, our property value I want to say has gone up. We get it for yeah, it's a roughly 60% of increase in property value. It's pretty cool. What has the world come to? Back in the day, you could have Italians burn property. Now you need homeless people. Yeah, or you can get the Swedes to do it. One of the two. Those Swedes, they've got some serious issues. How you doing, Baker? Oh my god. Oh my god. You missed all the excitement, Baker. You missed all the excitement. It looks like there was a mass outage yesterday or last night. Had like everybody's streams went completely tits up. Like people here in chat were saying that Megan Fox during her stream, probably about 9 o'clock Central or something like that, or yeah, 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock. Like there was a big blip where she lost like 1,000 people watching down to 20. Mine did the same thing, almost at exactly the same time. Went from I don't know. I want to say there were about 63 people in there at the time, 63, 80, somewhere around in there, and it went down to like 8, like just in a matter of seconds. Ah. Oh yeah, yeah. By the way, Lefty challenged you to a fist fight at Bakerwood. Dollywood. Damn it. I just got out of court, so missed a lot. Well, good, good. So how you doing, brother? Oh, see, Brandon, don't fight the girls on the streets. Here's what I'm going to do really quick. I am going to grab myself a nice cup of coffee. I suggest you do the same. And I'm going to play this really quick, short video so that way I can grab my coffees and I will be right back. So don't go away. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. Look at that. Oh yeah, here comes a Rambo. Just moving on in. Those would be cicadas. That is what that was. Those are cicadas. Those are those nice little bugs. Sir, no, sir. I do not force anything. Angel, stop trying to corrupt my purpose. Anyhow, so Trump's campaign, hush money, hush money. All right. Trump will be confined to the courtroom on most days, dramatically limiting his movements and his ability to campaign, fundraise, and make calls. As opposed to Biden, who campaigned Tuesday in Pennsylvania, a key battleground state, Trump aides have answered by planning rallies and other political events on weekends and Wednesdays, the one weekday when the court is not supposed to be in session. Plans also include more local appearances Trump can make after court recesses each day. For months, Trump has assailed the Democrat run cities as crime ridden and overrun with illegals who have crossed the US Mexico border. Even as violent crime has fallen within the US. Now, that right there is bull. And there's a guy that did a very nice, interesting one, because crime has not fallen. As much as they like to say crime has fallen, it is because they're not reporting on those crimes in a lot of these cities. They're stacking the deck. They're lying to you. Isn't that really what gets to the point of oh, okay, no, crime has fallen. And I will pull up a neat little bookmark that I've got saved here, because there's a gentleman that was talking about this, and he was talking about how they talk about crime falling, and he gives a nice little rundown, much better than I could, about crime. And give me just a minute. It might take a little bit to find it. Um, and I've showed this guy before, where he talks about, your crime ridden cities and how bad they are. And it is coming up on it. And we'll get here. Nope, 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 nope. I was seeing it just the other day because I looked at it. But of course, I bookmark all kinds of things. I'm really bad at doing that. No, that's Black Rock. It's this guy right here, though. Let's see. I want to say that it was right here. Nope. Nope. Not there. Not there. Only. Nope. That's not it. Nope. Scene. Nope. Lunch bowls. That's hilarious. And that one. Nope. This older millennial is who the guy does. He does it, a lot of these particular ones. And if I could just find the one that he did. Nope, not finding it. Guy's pretty dang awesome. Oh, messages. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's absolutely right. That was the one. I just saw a message from Captain Kearns here. And let me share you guys this right here. And present share screen. Whoop. Share the screen. This right here is what the down detector was. So at about here, 9:15, and all the way into 9:30, 9:45, and just kept going until 10, 10:15, 10:45, 11, 11:15. So that was the outages. 1,000 or 12,571 outages by the time that it peaked out. Most of those problems were up there pretty high. That was YouTube. So that was it was insane. Yeah. YouTube. I don't know if it was YouTube or something else. Um, but it's amazing this right here. Um, that it says in this data for crime is now given voluntarily. Errors is not being covered up, it's being excluded entirely. That's correct, that is correct. And that's the point I was getting at. The data for crime, it used to be that they would it would be requested, but they're not even requesting it. The four largest cities in the United States are not reporting. So you've got Miami. Uh, I believe I don't think it's New York, but it might be New York. I think it might be Boston or New York. Los Angeles and Chicago, I believe, is the ones that are not reporting. Um, yeah, that's why you're seeing it go, like, those crime things are supposedly really low. It's because it doesn't look good. Yeah, and get this, with those four cities not reporting, it is it's only like a 10% decrease. Not even 10%. It's like 6%, 6 or 8% decrease in crime, and that's with four major cities not reporting. Just imagine what it looks like whenever they do report crime, whenever those requests do come out. So it says right here that Trump will be confined to the courtroom on most days, dramatically limiting movements, his ability to campaign, fundraising, and make calls. And then, of course, AP also reports this. They say, claim New York Judge Juan Merchant told former President Donald Trump on first day of hush money case that he can't attend. This is a claim that he can't attend his high school graduation. Well, and of course, the AP's assessment is, well, this is false, because Merchant said on Monday he was not prepared to rule on a request from his lawyers that court be adjourned on May 17th so that Trump can attend the ceremony. But right here, it says something completely different. He's going to be confined to the courtroom on most days. Hmm. For months, Trump has assailed those Democrat-run cities, crime-ridden. Yeah, we already read that. Trump blended that familiar, if often exaggerated, message with his promise to make a serious play at winning his native state, despite its heavily Democrat lean. And I always say Democratic, but it's not. It's Democrat. They want law and order. Every week, they're being robbed. Trump said of his businesses in New York as he tries to compare his prosecution with what happens on New York streets. You know where the crime is? It's in the bodegas. Contrary to Trump's rhetoric, FBI stats show overall violent crime dropped nationally only because they're not reporting it. When Trump was president, crime also has fallen in New York City since the peaks in the pandemic. Not true. Just reporting has fallen. That's all. Still, in July 2022, Jose Alba, the clerk at the store Trump visited in Hamilton Heights, heavily Hispanic section of Harlem, was attacked by a 35-year-old Austin Simon. The resulting altercation, captured on surveillance video, ended with Alba fatally stabbing Simon. Alba is an immigrant from the Dominican Republic, was arrested and charged with murder, but intelligently, the Manhattan District Attorney dropped the charges within weeks. That he was even arrested. It should saying that he could not approve Alba had not acted in self-defense. No, it was clearly self-defense. Before his arrival, Trump campaign distributed materials to journalists criticizing Alvin Bragg for his handling of this case and multiple other ones, including the weeks that Alba spent in jail at Rikers Island. Bragg oversees the office now prosecuting Trump. You think? Of course, Bragg's office responded Tuesday after the news of Trump's plans emerged. And he says, well, Simon's death and Alba's case were resolved nearly 2 years ago, and the charges were dismissed after a thorough investigation. DA Bragg's top priority remains combating violent crime. But you said there's no crime there that you don't have any issues. It's not like you were getting National Guard in the subway system. No, you weren't doing that. And then they weren't being able to do anything. No, you would never do something like that. And it's not like we've got illegals like fighting and stabbing and doing horrible, crappy things to people. No, that would never happen. No, it's perfectly fine. We've got no issues here. It's just peachy keen. This is a wonderful place to be. You've got the best place in the whole wide world. That everything is fine. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here at all. It is a perfect society here in these sanctuary cities. We've got everything wonderfully happening exactly as it should, sort of like this guy right here.
Ken Ternal, a migrant from Venezuela also living at the shelter, was arrested Tuesday for disorderly conduct.
The guy's unruly. He's getting very violent with everybody. He's throwing stuff at everybody.
It happened after a dispute between migrants and staff. Police body cam video shows Arnal pulling.
Yeah. See what's happening. That's not
away from officers, and this woman blocking the police car door. Police say at one point she attempted to strike officers. She too was arrested. Arnal says he acted out because he's fed up with his rights being violated.
You're here illegally. Simple as that. You're here illegally. You're not here on a work visa or anything like that. You're here illegally.
Entran a nuestras habitaciones.
They enter our rooms without knocking. They enter, search through our personal belongings when we aren't there.
You're here illegally. I mean, if you don't like it, take your ass back to Venezuela. Really simple cure to this problem. It's just so bad. It's so bad. Doing okay. Suppose your procedure yesterday never happened. Oh, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Oh man, no fun. No fun. I thoughts and prayers for you, brother. I hope that you get this all taken care of, because it's a crappy thing. It's a crappy thing. Crappy thing. Sorry. Sort of here. I've got to share this with you guys, because this is probably and I showed this to somebody else yesterday. I thought this was pretty damn funny. So I love it. Just play some music. Like this is John used to be John Cougar Mellencamp. Now it's John Mellencamp.
What do you think I've been doing, you cocksucker? Now, here's the thing, man. You don't know me. You don't know me. Hey, Joe, find this guy and let me see him after the show. Guys, I can stop this show right now and just go home.
Oh, please do.
Tell you what I'm going to do. Since you've been so wonderful, I'm going to cut about 10 songs out of the show. Here we go. A little ditty, got Jack down, tonight is good in the house. You know what? Show's over.
What a cry baby. What a cry baby. I saw that and I was like, really? That's what he is. Oh man. I laughed so hard when I saw that. Good to see you, Zach. Good to see you. Oh my. Good to see you. Hey, Knock, good to see you. Good morning, gang and gangettes. Stop hopping by to say howdy. I got a lot of wild Otter Creek tidbits and elections on the Dr. Thunder Diet ice cubes today. Tidbits and electrons on the Dr. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd love to see it. Love to see it. What a that was absolutely true. What a low class loser. Yes, it is. Why did he quit? He got upset because someone told him to shut up with the political talk and just play music. That's why we came here. And so he called him a cork sucker and told him to F off and that, find this guy and have him meet me after the show. Why would I want to meet you after the show? I came to hear your music, dude. I remember back, I think it was when Obama was first running, went with the wife because she wanted to go see REM, and I was like, I really don't care. I mean, I've seen them a few times, don't really care. And of course, they started getting all political, and she goes, well, what did they expect? I was like, well, whenever you've got the whole crowd and he starts talking about, who they need to vote for, everybody's going, boo, just shut up and play. I was like, I don't understand. She goes, isn't that what REM is all about? They're very political and that spook. And I was like, yeah, but why do you think they became famous for the political speech, or do you think they became famous for their music? Maybe people came and paid, what, 40, $50 to, have a standing outside in the in the evening to watch a band play, that they might be a little upset that, they're not playing music, that they're more focused on telling people who they should vote for. It's like they probably vote for him anyway, but that's not why they showed up here. It's like showing up to my morning show and expecting me to, I don't know, strip for you or something. It's like, well, that's not what we paid for. You came here to say hello. You came here to hang out, because why else wouldn't you? Like, this is the place to hang out with. Man, what happened with, see, I've been having funky stuff going on here with I didn't even realize it was showing the free Zach on here. We'll get back to there we go. But yes, free Zachariah Anderson. Hooray. Someone said, play Freebird. Oh man, Zach, one of my old bands, we did some stuff for 500 songs for kids. And we played Freebird like 4 or 5 years in a row. Oh wait, no, it was not in a row. I think it was 2 years, and then we did Simple Man, and then we went back and did Freebird like 3 more times after that. It was fun. We had a good time. Packed the packed house. And it was the 13-minute version. ASMR. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Check out I Have a Story. Good morning, Zach. Well, and I was thinking that I've got, oh, that's right, because there's jury selection is going to be starting on Saturday, and you'd have to go over and check out Baker's Discord. So if you check out Baker's Discord, there's a link to it, and Baker should have the link, or somebody probably has the link where you can go and sign up to become a juror for a trial with Baker and I that we're going to be doing, and we'll be doing jury selection this Saturday between, I think it's 2 and 4 Eastern is whenever we're going to be doing jury selection, and sort of sussing out who we want to have on our jury. All of the questionnaire has been put up there. You have to qualify to become a juror, and then that kind of stuff is going to be happening. And I'm sure Baker can probably post a little thing up there for that. Trying to remember if that's right. Pretty sure that's right that he can do that. Um, let's see, paste, boom. There we go. I put that into Twitter so he's welcome to jump in and talk about it if he wants to for a couple minutes. But yeah, that's what we've got going on for this 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 weekend, and then the following weekend we're going to do we're going to be doing the, what do you call it? Uh, the following weekend we'll be actually doing the trial itself, and then we'll be watching the reaction of the jurors and sort of watch them as they're judging us in the best possible way. It's pretty cool. There we go, and paste. I always forget to do this in the mornings because I'm an idiot. I am a complete idiot. I have grown very slowly. You've seen pictures of the suspect, and yes, in the mock trial, he is guilty as all get outs. He looks guilty. He looks very guilty. Simple Man, yeah. No, wait, no, is it simple? No, it was give me 2 steps. Give me 3 steps. Yeah, give me 3 steps. Yeah. Saw that too. Volstrom quite by accident. Oh my gosh, too guilty. Man, no. See, this is where the media has got it wrong. He has been wrongly arrested. He will be acquitted of all charges. Just because he looks guilty does not mean that he is. He will be acquitted of all charges. Wait until, remember, it's innocent until proven guilty. You just have no idea how horrible of a situation that my client's been put in. His livelihood has been just completely upended. We're seeking sanctions, and we're definitely going to be suing the great state of Denmark for bringing these false allegations against my client. Just saying. Were you promoting Discord? That's where humanity goes to die. Well, it's not my Discord. It's Baker's Discord. It's his humanity that gets to die. That's all. Oh, you need to have a meeting with me about the mock trial. Well, you've got my Discord stuff. Just hit me up in Discord later today. And if you're around and about, I won't be able to do it this morning. And tonight my plan is to do a gaming stream. I haven't done one in like forever, and it's just going to be, I'm just going to get on. I'm going to play a game on my gaming channel for, I don't know, a couple of hours. So if you're around tonight, just hit me up, and we'll talk this evening. Not a problem. Yeah, just hit me up. We'll make it happen. Oh, you guys are so bad. Humanity already died on social media. Yes. Hey, Iron Rabbit. What did I do? Who got framed? My client. You haven't seen my client? Oh yeah, it's bad. You're going to be a third party intervener in this case. Do you like motion practice? The only problem is I'm so aggravated because I can't make the what do you call it? The motions that I need to. won't allow me to make motions, but I'll make those motions as we move into the trial, and I'll of course have those. I'll have those files stamped and sent to opposing counsel. I'm so bad. Share this tab instead. Yeah, I'll have some pretty cool stuff going on. All right, let's share this tab instead. So, just in case you don't know, today in history, the 17th of April, the U.S. launches the Bay of Pigs invasion, and it was complete failure because, well, they really didn't help out a whole lot. And of course, some 1,500 CI trained Cuban exiles. That was it. So they were trained by the CIA. They were Cuban exiles, only 1,500. In an attempt to topple Fidel, whose forces crushed the incursion by the third day. Yeah. In 1521, which was a long, long time ago, went before the Diet of Worms to face charges stemming from his religious writings. He was later declared an outlaw by the Holy Roman Emperor Charles V. In 1961, The Apartment won the Academy Award for Best Picture of 1960. Burt Lancaster was named Best Actor for Elmer Gantry, while the Best Actress award went to Elizabeth Taylor for Butterfield 8. In 1964, Ford Motor Company unveiled the Mustang at the New York World's Fair. So what's really interesting is in 1964, which was the release of that Ford Mustang, the beginning of the pony car. I remember talking with someone that was quite a bit older than me, and they said whenever they released that, nobody liked it. They were just like, ugly car. Never own one, never want to drive one. And that all changed pretty soon thereafter. Once they realized what you could do with that little bad boy, it was insane. This trial needs an interlocutory appeal. Yes. And some Gosney stall tactics. That man loves to write. Yeah. I should get Gosney as my co-counsel. I'm not doing that. No, we're supposed to be keeping it about 2 hours is what we're supposed to be doing. It is. Let's go. Brandon, and no, Twitter is where humanity goes to die. Discord is where degenerates go to do things that they should not do. That's about true. Hey, Lefty, good to see you. Shizzy, did this older guy know a lot about Puddin' Pops and Coca-Colas? No, it was actually a woman. Believe it or not. In 1969, a jury in Los Angeles convicted Sharon of assassinating Senator Robert F. Kennedy. In 1970, Apollo 13 astronauts James Lovell splashed down safely in the Pacific 4 days after a ruptured oxygen tank crippled their spacecraft while en route to the moon. Oof. In 72, the Boston Marathon allowed women to compete for the first time. Okay. In 73, FedEx began operations as 14 planes carrying 186 packages took off from Memphis International Airport bound for 25 U.S. cities. In 1975, Cambodia's 5-year war ended as the capital Phnom Penh fell to the Khmer Rouge, which initiated brutal, radical policies that claimed an estimated 1.7 million lives until the regime was overthrown in 1979. In 1986, London Heathrow Airport, a la 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 bamba was discovered in the bag of Anne Marie Murphy, a pregnant Irish woman about to board an EIAI jetliner to Israel. She'd been tricked into carrying the la 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 bamba by her Jordanian fiance, Nizar Hindawi. Man. And they still didn't, make you strip down. I think I'm going to go watch Apollo 13. Love that movie. Where geniuses go to pretend to be our words, Reddit, where our words go to pretend to be geniuses, and the Killing Fields. Pull pop. Yes. In 1993, a federal jury in Los Angeles convicted 2 former police officers of violating the civil rights of a beaten motorist, Rodney King. 2 other officers were acquitted. And then we had riots all the way from Atlanta to Los Angeles, and in all of the major cities, there were riots and burnings and crap like that. Now, see, I was in Atlanta in 93, and I had some friends out in Los Angeles, and I reached out to them. I was like, holy crap, what happened? What's going on? And they said, oh, it's pretty confined. They're in their own neighborhoods, burning down their own neighborhoods because, I'm just sort of chilling here. It's crazy. Say Khmer Rouge again. Khmer Rouge. What? I don't know what. Why? Thanks, Lesko. I appreciate the $1.99 super chat. Khmer Rouge. I don't know. I'm horrible. Thank you, Fanny, for your support. You are a love. In 2012, riding on the back of a 747 jet. That just sounds kinky. That sounds kinky. Riding on the back of a 747 jet, retired Space Shuttle Discovery traveled from Cape Canaveral, Florida, to Chantilly, Virginia, to be installed in its new home, the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum Annex in Virginia. Okay, the first time you butchered it worse than anyone they have chopped up. Probably. I butcher everything. I butcher everything I possibly can. I like, oh, speaking of, oh man, I've got to go and get some, I've got to go and get a butt to smoke. Yeah. I'm going to have do my big green egg probably Friday while I'm working on the table. Get that all nice. Yeah. That's gonna be some good eating. Which means Thursday I have to start up that grill probably about 4:00 in the morning, something like that. Yeah. In 2013, 15 people were deleted in an explosion at a fertilizer plant in the city of West Texas. In 2018, Barbara Bush, who was both First Lady and the mother of a president, died in Houston at the age of 92. She was survived by her husband, George H.W. Bush. Their marriage of 73 years was the longest of any presidential couple in American history. Well, in 2020, President Donald Trump urged supporters to liberate 3 states led by Democrat governors, apparently encouraging protests against stay-at-home mandates aimed at stopping the carnivorous. And what happened? I don't think that's true. I think they basically said, no, we're not gonna take it. Need coffee? You'll be right back. Oh, I need some coffee too. John John Cougar menstrual cramps. He sucks. I'm Mod. Thank you for giving Shizzy 50 cents, Apple 50 cents, and Google $1. Love it. That's so true. Need coffee. Be right back. That's so true. That is so true. In 2022, the Ukrainians hold up in a steel plant in the last known pocket of resistance inside the shattered city of Mariupol. Ignored a surrender or ultimatum from the Russians and continue to hold out against the capture of the strategically vital port. I think this one was debunked. I'm almost positive in 22 that this was debunked, that this was not true, that this was a fake story, sort of like the ghost of the ghost of Kiev that supposedly shot down like 20 or 30 or 50 fighters or something like that. It wasn't true. Like, I don't know. There's so many fake stories out there, and the problem is I don't think the AP does the right thing whenever it comes to this. Of course, we're not supposed to be talking about, the Ukrainians or the Russians or anything like that. We're not supposed to. It's really weird because they have it in the news, but yet you're not supposed to. I wonder how they deal with major news stations whenever they report on this. Do they just say, well, we're not going to pay you. You're demonetized. Be right back. Nobody do anything interesting. Don't want to miss it. Well, I'm just going to get naked. You're going to miss that. I'm like totally taking off all my clothes right now. And just maybe the top. Just maybe the top. You never know. You never know what is going to happen here. But, you go get your coffee. Go get your coffee, Eris. I got you. I got you covered. Got you covered. So, a painting of Winston Churchill, and it's not this painting. Not that. That's actually a picture of Winston Churchill back there. So, but a painting of Winston Churchill by an artist whose work he hated is up for auction. I agree. I don't like that painting at all. I think it looks horrible. It was painted by Graham Sutherland in 1954 at the Blenheim Palace, Woodstock, England. It will be sold at auction on June 6th with an estimated price of 500 to 800,000 pounds sterling, or 621,000 to 1 million. A portrait of Winston Churchill, whose work at the British oh man, I wanted to say letter. Man, that is so bad. These large fake words ain't stopping Shizzy. Man is running straight through them. The real juice is loose. Painting by modernist artist Graham Sutherland was made in preparation for a larger portrait that Churchill hated, which was later destroyed. An episode recounted in the TV series Zekran. I don't know. The surviving oil on canvas study shows Churchill's head in a profile against dark background, expected to sell between, I don't know, it's Sotheby's in London, 500,000 or 800,000 pounds, or 622,995,000 US dollars. Sutherland was commissioned by the House of Parliament to paint Churchill to mark his 80th birthday in 1954. The full-length portrait was unveiled in Parliament that year, with Churchill calling it with a smirk a remarkable example of modern art. Churchill is said to have complained that the painting makes me look half-witted, which I ain't. It was delivered to his home and never seen again. The Churchill family disclosed years later that it had been destroyed. Its fate was recreated with poetic license in an episode of The Crown in which Churchill's wife, Clementine, watches the paintings go up in flames. Andres Latter, Sotheby's head of modern British and Irish art, said that in the surviving study, Churchill is caught in a moment of absent-minded thoughtfulness, and together with the backstory of its creation, it gives the impression of a man truly concerned with his image. Sotheby's put the picture on display inside the room where Churchill was born 150 years ago at Blenheim Palace, a country mansion 16 miles northwest of London. Visitors can see it there until Sunday. It will go on show at Sotheby's offices, New York, May 3rd through 16th, and London, May 25th through June 5th. Okay. There you go. So that is what is going on. Holds up $1. Well, make it rain there. Make it rain. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. We're not getting naked on morning streams. Just saying. It's not going to happen. I've done enough of that to probably get me in trouble for a long time. You guys are so bad. You guys are so bad. Uh-huh. Here is, oh, well, of course, we'll share a little bit more information here on the Biden. Of course, we have the Biden. He visits his Pennsylvania hometown to shoot out the president call for more taxes on the rich. Well, let's see. Is it a tax on millionaires and billionaires this year? Because that's what it was when he ran for office. Wait, no, that was Hillary. That was Hillary. And then let's see, it was also, I think everybody was doing that in 2016, 2014. No, it was just millionaires in the double odds. It was millionaires are, yeah, we've got to tax the millionaires. And then let's see, we hit the teens, and it was the millionaires and billionaires. Let me guess, is it millionaires and billionaires, or is it billionaires and trillionaires? I don't know. Whatever Democrats are at, it has to be just above that. Just right above that is where it needs to be. It has to be somewhere. These large fake words won't stop me chasing. Iron Rabbit, real life for me now is just as I age. Online starts with YouTube in the morning, then eBay, whatnot. Place Walmart grocery orders, watch TV, more YouTube, repeat. Beats the alternative. Oh, yeah. It's not, they won't strip off, just not now. Damn it. Stop giving away my secrets. Why in 2024 does this still work? Well, of course it works. Here's to you, Shiz, for doing whatever you want on your channel except taking your clothes off. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate it. I'm not taking off my clothes. Here, I'll give this for you. How's that? Oh. It's a stand. It's a stand for it. That's what it is. Thanks, Zach. I appreciate it. Yes. Oh, yes. In 2024, this will still work. This is apparatus. Yeah. Let's see. Joe Biden made a nostalgic return to the house where he grew up in working class Scranton on Tuesday, kicking off 3 days of campaigning across Pennsylvania by calling for higher taxes on the rich and casting Donald Trump as an out-of-touch elitist. I like elite tits. When Democrat president wasn't trying to blunt the populist appeal of his Republican predecessor's comeback kid, he appeared to savor his trip down memory lane. He lingered longer than expected at his childhood home, probably because he couldn't remember where in the head. This was my childhood home. Shit, man. Where's all the puppies? Where an American flag waved softly in the wind on the front porch, and neighbors crowded on the sidewalk just to watch him fall, probably on his face. under flowering trees and a pale blue sky. Well, this president later posed with photos with children, some wearing school uniforms and some of them not wearing uniforms at all. So sorry. you realize, AP, how bad this sounds? It's like he posed for photos with children. Some of them were actually wearing clothes this time. Great. Way to ruin a story, AP. Thank you. God. Son, you might want to put your uniform back on. Jesus. Oh, you did send me a DM. Okay, I'll check it. Sorry. Oh my God. Oh, geez. Thank you. Thank you, Harris. Appreciate it. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so crazy. Oh. Biden is looking to gain ground and keep battleground state while Trump spends much of this week in a New York City courtroom for his, no, it's not his first, it's not his second, it's not even his third, but it might be his fourth criminal trial. He's got all of these criminal trials going on, some of them being held up because, the Supreme Court saying, this looks really a lot like election interference. Well, and Biden heads to Pittsburgh on Wednesday and Philadelphia on Thursday when he starts his travels in Scranton, which he long played a starring role in his political autobiography. Okay. Is that whenever he used to sit around the kitchen table and swap spit with his sister? I don't know. On Tuesday, the city of 75,000 provided a backdrop for Biden's efforts to reframe the conversation around the economy, which he's completely tanked and continues to tank. And then blame other states and countries. And, well, it's because Donald Trump is his predecessor. It's always predecessor's fault, except whenever the predecessor was Obama. No, it wasn't his fault. Oh. Sorry. That's so bad. Which has left many Americans feeling sour about their financial situations at a time of, it's inflation that's stubborn and elevated interest rates despite low unemployment. Well, you don't have high unemployment whenever you're not reporting it. High crime, low unemployment, no high unemployment. The president said he wanted to make the tax code fairer, keeping more money in Americans' pockets, at least a couple of dollars, while criticizing Trump, a billionaire himself, as a tool of wealthy interests. I'm just trying to remember the last time that some broke ass homeless motherfucker, pardon my language, paid my bills. Just trying to remember whenever they gave me a job. Just trying to remember the last time some broke ass son of a buck actually gave me anything except for a hard time about not giving them money. Just trying to remember the last time that they created any sort of work, except for having to pick up after them. Good to see you. You take care there, Iron Rabbit. You have a wonderful one. Trump still is the Democrat boogeyman. Yes. Now our maintenance guy is absolutely soaked because people are lazy. Yeah. While criticizing Trump, and of course, you have to understand that Biden, he hits the millionaire class. When I look at the economy, I don't look at it through the eyes of a Mar-a-Lago. I look at it through the eyes of a Scranton. Broke, poor, horribly downtrodden upon. Well, and I'm sort of the one that did that. Biden has proposed a 25% minimum tax rate for billionaires. So there it is. The millionaires went away because Biden himself is a millionaire, a multimillionaire. as is his son and his wife, and family around him are multimillionaires. And, but we're going after the billionaires. He added that taxes are how we invest in the country. No, it's how we send money to the Ukraine, and then the Ukraine washes the money and sends 10% back to the big guy. Scranton values or Mar-a-Lago values, these are competing visions of our economy that raise questions of fundamental fairness at the heart of this campaign. He spoke in a community center from a stage flanked by a banner reading, "Tax fairness for all Americans." The president said decades of Republican policies that cut taxes for the wealthy with the idea of stimulating the economy failed America, and Donald Trump embodies that failure. He scoffed that Trump's background taught him a little more than the best way to get rich is to inherit it. Not true. He jabbed at the sharp fall in the market value of the former president's social media platform, Truth Social. Oh, really? But it's still twice of what it was whenever it was still a SPAC. Yeah, because I think it started out like 10, so it's still double that whenever it actually became. Anyhow, if Trump's stock in Truth Social, his company, drops any lower, he might do better under my tax plan than his. Okay. Michael Watley, chair of the Republican National Committee, blamed Biden for inflation in a statement about his trip. It's no wonder why Pennsylvanians will vote to make America affordable again and elect President Trump in November, he said. Near the end of Biden's speech, which was, he sharply criticized Trump for reportedly calling veterans who died in combat suckers and losers. No, that is not what he said. He said the comments, which Trump has denied, exactly, adding, "Thank God I wasn't standing next to him." Well, you can't even stand. You can barely walk. Later in that day, Biden spoke at a training session for grassroots organizers at a union hall, telling attendees, well, you have to win because it gets down to good old-fashioned politics like it gets down to knocking down doors, no-knock warrants and stuff. And through multiple stops where the peons to Biden's roots in this town, their crowds lined the streets to cheer his motorcade with one-handed salutes. They were happy to see him there, saying things like "F Joe Biden," and he was going, "I say, hey everybody, I'm here. I'm special kind of retard." And of course, Trump flags were rare along this route because, well, we had to stack those flags in there first. There was only a smattering of protest against Biden's support for Israel military's operations in Gaza, which have nothing to do with this whatsoever, other than they want to talk about it. Joe Biden has never forgotten where he's from, said Mayor Paige Cognati right before Biden's speech at the community center. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro echoed the idea, saying, this is a guy who's never forgotten the people he grew up with, but he has forgotten everything else. Like used to hang out with, a bunch of, KKK guys and things like that he was really proud of them at the time, speaking at their funerals. And, he hasn't forgotten, that his one of his sons who died of cancer in a war, battling pneumonia with something about hookers and things like that. And, I can feel for you because it's all about Joe Biden lost his son because, we got to tug at the heartstrings there. And Biden said 4 more years before he started speaking Biden smiled and joked, I think I should go home now, and except I'm already home. More because you lost. Biden grew up in Scranton's Green Ridge neighborhood where he beat down corn pop and kids used to feel up his legs and play with the hairs on his legs. And of course, till his father struggled to find work and moved the family to Delaware when the future president was 10. And that's where he really got his licks in there. Although Delaware eventually became a launching pad for Biden's political career, he often returned to Scranton, including visiting his childhood home on election day in 2020, because, well, that's what you do. You forget where you're at. And how in the hell did I end up here back at my home I grew up in? I think this is my home. At least it smells the same. During this campaign, Biden described the presidential campaign as Scranton versus Park Avenue. His reelection team is framing this year's race in a similar way, releasing a video that calls for promoting the middle class as we take as much money as we can out of them. Oh, poor kids are just as bright as white kids. And people say Trump is racist. Oh, yeah, people forget about that. That's exactly what he said. Christopher. Middle class of features interviews with his cousin, a grade school classmate and county commissioner. Christopher Borick, director of the Muhlenberg College Institute of Public Opinion. What the fuck is that? I'm sorry. That the Muhlenberg, it sounds like Mulligan. Well, and that's our Institute of Public Opinion. Who gives a shit about your public opinion? As a mythical place on political culture that will provide a test for Biden's political appeal. Wonderful. It's an area that on paper aligns perfectly with the populist gains of the Republican Party during the Trump era. I'm confused. However, Biden won the city and surrounding county in 2020. If Biden is able to carry Scranton and similar places again this year, as well as limit Trump's winning margins in rural areas, he may be able to secure another victory in Pennsylvania as he shuts down the coal mines and demands more electricity, shuts down the oil fields and demands more cheaper oil. I can't understand why oil field workers can't get a job. They can just learn to data mine, can't they? Like they just need to learn to code. Isn't that what they said? Whenever they were talking about, cutting out jobs. There was a little thing that they were saying something about coding or something like that. Well, maybe we ought to teach them politicians how to code because they don't know chite. These are things that family feel, and a scripted appearance by the president is not going to change that. Because Sam DeMarco says across the board, it costs more to live today than it did when Joe Biden came to office. Imagine how that happened. As president, Trump signed in 2017 a series of tax breaks that disproportionately benefited the rich. Many of the cuts expire at the end of 2025, and Biden wants to keep a majority of them to fulfill his promise that no one earning less than $400,000 will pay more taxes. Now, that's not going to happen. However, he also wants to raise the $4.9 trillion revenue over 10 years with higher taxes on wealthy and corporations. But corporations don't fucking pay taxes, you dumbasses. This is why inflation continues to rise. Corporations don't pay taxes because they charge you more for whatever product to make up for that lost revenue. So whenever they raise the prices, it's because you idiots, you want $15 an hour for minimum wage. Why would you continue asking for minimum wage and then getting pissed off because now your Happy Meal costs, $50? Who cares? You screwed yourselves on this one. And you're going to continue doing it because corporations don't pay taxes. They write it off to the person coming up behind them. And see, like now my rates, we have to charge more. At working at this here law firm, we have to charge more to our clients to meet up with the rising cost of inflation, which means that it disproportionately affects the person that is poor. It disproportionately affects them in the worst possible way because, yes, you have to raise your rates. And whenever people are like, well, that's getting too expensive, well, that's sort of how the cookie crumbles. If you guys can get control of your outrageous spending, maybe we can lower those rates down that we have to charge. So when you stop charging me so much in taxes, which, quarterly taxes are a son of a buck to pay. But you guys making it really hard to keep it going on. America, last in Biden's plan, fudge them. Yeah, don't let it fool you. She's been riding with Biden. You liars. No, Biden is sponsored a token face of the government so he can say whatever he wishes. The mainstream media will fix it up and make it look pretty. Exactly. So it's Biden's Pennsylvania swing overlaps with the start of Trump's criminal trial, another one of his criminal trials, presenting an opportunity and a challenge for Democrats. Trump is defending himself against criminal charges for a scheme to suppress allegations of affairs with porn actor and Playboy model Stormy Daniels, which already said that they didn't. Already came out in a written statement. Why are they going after him? Well, because it's all about the money. We got to break this guy. We got to take him down. Well, Biden's team has quietly embraced the contrast of the former president sequestered in a courtroom while the current president has free reign to focus on economic issues that are top of mind for voters. However, the juxtaposition becomes less helpful if Trump soaks up the country's attention during the first ever criminal trial of a former president. Because guess what, Joe? You're too incompetent to hold in contempt or actually go after you for all the illegal shit that you might be doing right now that nobody knows about, that may come out at a time whenever it is least convenient for you. Just imagine whenever you're not president anymore, and if you guys go after this guy, what is going to happen to the people coming up behind you, the next president, or the next one, or the next one, or the next one following that? You guys are setting a horrible precedent to become the best banana republic that you can. Well, the current president, however, this juxtaposition becomes less helpful if he wins. Biden didn't mention Trump's legal problems. Instead, he told the community center crowd that he learned Scranton that money doesn't determine your worth. It's the length of your leg hairs. Because that's where he had children that he was posing with, mostly clothed. Mostly they were in school uniforms. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me that they just really have no idea just how crazy they are. Yeah, let's raise taxes on the wealthy. But in the meantime, I'm going to go get some more coffee. So care, Melanie. You have a wonderful, wonderful day. Just leave the cicada. I mean, get us ready for what we're about to get. Oh, Lord, the golden bug shower again. Squid pro quo. Woohoo. Damn, I was behind. Is Shizzy on a coffee break or done? He is on a coffee break. I'm still here. Oh, yeah. Imagine getting pissed on before you even think, what the? If you're tripping balls. There, she was running with her walker. She likes to transport things. Ran straight into the couch, flipped it over, hit her head on the couch, and her face on the edge. Oh, geez, Louise. Sorry to hear that. Man, oh man, oh man. So crazy. So crazy. So here's what Justin Trudeau's government, it raises taxes on the wealthiest Canadians in a federal budget here because, well, he's SMRT. In Ottawa, Ontario, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's government announced Tuesday it's imposing higher taxes on the wealthiest Canadians as part of the federal budget. The budget proposes to increase the capital gains inclusion rate, which refers to the taxable share of profit made on the sale of assets. The taxable portion of capital gains above 250,000 Canadian, or under US it'd be 181,000, would rise from half to 2/3. So think about this. Think about this. Say you bought some of that was Nvidia stock back whenever it was dirt cheap. You bought, I don't know, 100,000 shares of it, whatever. You spent maybe $500,000 on it. You were like, man, I really think this stuff is gonna boom. Next thing you know, it goes up to 300%, and you sell. Well, that's called capital gains. Okay, and the way that they would see it is, not only are they going to take what you earn, they're going to take 2/3 of it. You just made a really wise investment decision. You bought a house. And then you actually sold it for more than you paid for it. Well, guess what? Now they're going to take 2/3 of that. Of course, it says it'll only affect 0.1% of Canadians and raise nearly 20 billion in Canadian in revenue over 5 years. Think about that. In 5 years, it's only going to raise 20 billion. Yet you're just going to tank your economy for this. I know there will be many voices raised in protest. Well, how could there be many voices raised in protest if it's only going to affect 0.1%? That's not many voices, 0.1%. That's not many at all. That's a pretty low amount. But before they complain too bitterly, I'd like Canadians 1%, or Canada's 0.1% to consider this. What kind of Canada do you want to live in? How about free? Oh, that's right. You're not free in Canada. Sucks to be you, doesn't it? Not free in the United States either. Freedom costs. I think the tree of liberty is roots have gone dry. Freeland presented the federal budget, which pledges 53 billion Canadian to a new spending that she says focused on economic justice for younger generations. So basically, you old farts, you're going down. Now, Freeland denied that her latest budget is mainly a political exercise, but nonetheless acknowledged that for anyone under 40 in Canada, it's just harder to establish yourself than it was for the generations that came before. Freeland delivered a budget that she said capped the federal deficit at 40 billion Canadian. Trudeau's Liberal government is trailing badly in the polls amid concerns over the cost of living in Canada. This budget will do very little to improve Liberal prospects. They will be going down to defeat, and they know it. said Nelson Weissman, a political science professor at the University of Toronto. Their only hope is if Justin Trudeau steps aside and a new Liberal leader is selected, and even then, it would be difficult for them to prevail. No, not really, because there's a lot of feelings that that's where we need to go. Just Dawn, good morning. Good morning, Just Dawn. Good to see you. Hello, little bee. Good to see you also. Oh my, oh my, oh my. We've got, but Justin will win again magically through the action of Dominion fortification. That is sort of how things go with these kinds of things. It is insane amount of craziness that happens with all of de Justin Trudeau. I just am amazed that we have these kinds of, government kinds of peoples. Don't Bill Jones. No. There was something I was looking at that was really, really interesting. Where is it? Nope. I know there was something here. Nope, it's not it. I saw that one earlier. That was that guy. And no, always looking for something. It was, nope, can't show that one. See, I have to scroll through these things because there's certain things that if I try to show them, I'm just going to get in trouble. So I have to be super careful on what I present to you fine folks. Nope. It's crazy. I'm screening through things that I know are going to be getting me in trouble, because I don't want to be getting in trouble for the things that I show on the YouTube. Of course, that is just how it goes. It is right there. Clarence Thomas to the media: I will leave the court when I do my job as poorly as you do. Oh, that's right. Sorry, I'm reading things off on my own here. I'm squirreling out on you guys. Oh my God. Here we go. Well, this is some good news. Fed's Powell: elevated inflation will likely delay rate cuts this year. Good news for you. Good news for you. So the Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell cautioned Tuesday that persistently elevated inflation will likely delay any Fed interest rate cuts until later this year, opening the door to a period of higher for longer rates. Higher for longer. Well, don't hire anybody if rates are going to be going. Recent data have clearly not given us greater confidence that inflation is coming fully under control, and instead indicate that it's likely to take longer than expected to achieve that confidence. If higher inflation does persist, we can maintain the current level of interest rates for as long as needed. The Fed's chair comment suggested that without further evidence that inflation is falling, wait a second. How can this be true? Two things can't be true, because didn't Biden just say that interest rates are down over where they were whenever he got in office? They're down. I mean, this is what he said, that interest rates are down. Are you making Baker stream today? If you don't, I'll go on Discord rampage. Discord must burn. Tammy Bugard is wondering yes, I do wonder how Zim is feeling today. I would like to know if anybody knows how Zim is feeling today. The Fed's chair comment suggested that without further evidence that inflation is falling, the central bank may carry out fewer than the 3 quarter point reductions its officials had forecast during their most recent meeting in March. His remarks Tuesday represented not a shift for Powell, who on March 7th had told a Senate committee that the Fed was not far from gaining the confidence it needed to cut the rates. At a news conference on March 20th, Powell appeared to downplay that assertion, but his comments Tuesday went further in dimming the likelihood of any rate cuts in the coming months. Yes. Powell's comments made it clear the Fed is now looking past June, when many economists have previously expected rate cuts to begin. Krishna, God, why would you name your child Krishna? Guha, an analyst at the Evercore ISI, said in a research note. Don't know who Krishna is, but I would have not named my child that. I probably would have named, why not just name them, Pol Pot? I mean, why not? In the past several weeks, government data has shown that inflation remains stubbornly above the Fed's 2% target, and the economy is still growing robustly. Year over year, inflation rose to 3.5 in March from 3.2 in February. I don't see how the economy is growing if inflation is rising. The economy is not growing robustly. I don't know. Maybe I'm just confused. Here's what I want to know. And we'll look at the debt service ratio has barely risen while the personal savings rate is approaching zero. Right. Now, like my personal savings, like the amount of money that I've been stocking aside, stashing away in their gold bullions and things like that. Yeah, that keeps increasing. And I make sure that where I put it is away from Zimzer banks. I don't trust the banks right now, because once you put it in a bank, you no longer own that money. That money all of a sudden becomes the bank's. It's weird how that works, isn't it? And a closely watched gauge of core prices, which exclude volatile food and energy, that rose sharply for a third straight month. As recently as December, Wall Street traders had priced in as many as 6 quarter-point rate cuts this year. Now they foresee only 2 rate cuts, with the first coming in September. So maybe a rate cut in September, October, November. So like 2 months before the election. Because that's, why they're pricing that in around September? Because that's about, after they make that rate cut, is about the time you'll see things sort of change a little bit economically. It'll look like it's booming a little bit more, because basically you screw everybody up until that point. You really get those rates up there. You get people feeling the pain and the pressure. They're really pissed off at their president, and they're saying, oh, this is horrible. This president's a crappy president. And 2 months before that election, you drop them rates, and you drop them drastically. And then all of a sudden, everything, like it explodes. You're like, oh my gosh, I must be riding high. Oh, everything's doing so great. I've only been starving for the past several months. And, oh man, here it is in September, and everything's looking up now. Let's go ahead and vote this Biden character in that made it happen. Like, he'll take credit for that. But in all actuality, if you really look at and you focus in on how much he's saving you, it's like you're getting screwed. It just keeps rising and getting worse and worse and worse. And so whenever they ease off on it, it looks like they're doing you a really big favor. It's like, they're taxing you at 90%. Taxing you at 90%. You're getting 90% of your income is being taxed and taken away from you. Well, and then they back off and they start taking 80%. Oh man, they're doing me a favor. That's what you think. No, they're not doing you a favor. They're just trying to get your vote. Good luck. Because right now they're taxing you at about 70%. And they're going to get it up to that 90% by the time that happens. And then they'll back it off to that 80%. You're going to be saying, thank you. Thank you so much, Daddy Government. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for helping us. Thank you for making our lives so much better. It's better than it was. Yeah, suckers. Powell's comments followed a speech earlier Tuesday by Fed Vice Chair Philip Jefferson, who also appeared to raise the prospect that the Fed would not carry out 3 cuts this year in its benchmark rate. The Fed rate stands at a 23-year high of 5.3 after 11 rate hikes beginning 2 years ago. Now, in case you don't know what happened 2 years ago, let's see. Oh, it wasn't Trump that was there. Amazing how it wasn't Trump that was there 2 years ago. We had a different president there. Like I said, you're getting screwed. And then you're going to say, oh, thank you for not screwing me so much harder. You actually spit on it before you stuck it in this time. Wonderful. Jefferson said he expected inflation to continue to slow this year, not stop or reverse, but slow, with the Fed's key rate held steady at its current level. He omitted a reference to the likelihood of future rate cuts that he included in a speech in February. Last month, Jefferson had said that should inflation keep slowing, it will likely be appropriate for the Fed to cut rates at some point this year. Of course, that would be September, language that Powell had used also. Yet neither Powell nor Jefferson made any similar references on Tuesday. Instead, Powell said that the Fed could reduce rates that should the labor market unexpectedly weaken. Fed officials have responded to recent reports that the economy remains strong. We are just cruising right along. We're taking more of your money so we can send it to Ukraine to fight this never-ending war in Israel, Taiwan, and maybe we'll throw a few dollars at the border if that'll calm down like all of the rhinos. We'll do that for them. Yeah. Inflation is undesirably high. It remains strong, but undesirably high, but underscoring they see little urgency to reduce their benchmark rate anytime soon. On Monday, the government reported that retail sales jumped last month, the latest sign that robust job growth and higher stock prices and home values are fueling solid household spending. Vigorous consumer spending can keep inflation elevated because it can lead some businesses to charge more, knowing that many people are able to pay higher prices. No, you morons, you raised the cost of living. That's what you did. It's not that people are able to pay more. It's just minimum wage went up. You're tanking the economy, and businesses are basically going, this is not what businesses are doing. It's not that they're knowing that people are able to pay or higher prices. They have to raise their rates because it's costing them more to do business because of the inflation that you're causing. Jesus, it just makes my brain hurt for these people. I just want to give them a donkey punch in the head. Lube is important. All lube is important. Playing Where Waldo with a Dinosaur. Where's Waldo with a Dinosaur? T-Rex. If you enjoy road trips, hop on board with T-Rex. Check out, subscribe T-Rex Trucking YouTube channel at www.youtube.com at T-Rex Trucking. Yes. Good morning, Cynthia, retired firefighter. Good to see you. Good to see you. I hope you got some rest. Oh my gosh, Eris. Oh, she loves the dog park. It's much more fun to parkour at the dog park. Parkour. It's only fun if you yell parkour while you're doing it. And try this next time. Think now. Now, I know that we probably have some people that are like me and probably not the steadiest on their feet at all times. Next time you feel that you're like getting ready to fall, or you make a trip, you're walking along and you got your walker going, and then you like hit that bump, and that you feel yourself falling, or you got unstable on your feet. Maybe you had too much to drink the night before. and you stand up and you're about to fall over. As you're falling, as you're making this giant fall, and you know you're about to face plant because it's going to look horrible. You're going to be hurting so bad. You yell parkour as you're doing this. So you just yell it out really loud, parkour. I'm telling you, you will have so much fun in that moment. You will think of yourself as someone. You're yelling, no parkour, no parkour. You'll do it. No, you will. Just Dawn, next time you're like walking through the house, and you're like about to sit down in that chair, and that chair slides away from you mysteriously because Levy might have pulled it or something. Like, whenever you're falling, just yell parkour. Serious. See how much fun it is. And you might actually get some applause too. I know that there will be parts broken, dislocated, and injuries and blood and things like that. But it'll be funny. Next time you step into that hole and you're falling. I did that the other day to my wife because I was stepping off the back deck on her little she shed. And whenever I stepped off, I twisted my ankle and I hollered parkour as I was falling down. It hurt like hell, but I got a laugh out of it at least. Mm. Oh my. Yes, I'm a bad influence. I guarantee you I'm a really bad influence. Oh my God. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. And what I've got going on this morning. Jeez. It has been a good morning. It's been a really good morning. I've had I've had the most fun hanging with you wonderful folks. Um and wow, we have got I am going to have a little bit of fun with you guys this morning. I've got 43 of you fine folks there. 43 of you fine, wonderful folks hanging out this morning. And I'm going to do somebody a big favor if I possibly can get this set up just in time to do this. And we are going to send all of you fine folks over somewhere. I'm going to see if I can do this. Ah, man, oh man. It is unfortunate. It is unfortunate. I'll have to give them a talk to. I'll have to give them a talk to. Give me just a second. I'm gonna do something here. And I'm gonna mute this real quick. We're gonna do something here. More settings to allow me to open. Settings allow me to read out. Let's see what he says. I'm gonna see what happens. See what happens. uh, we're gonna have some fun. Oh, just you guys hold out here. Just hang on. We're having some fun here this morning. Can remember. Gonna have a good time. You guys just hang out here for a little bit, getting somebody set up. Think you're gonna find it pretty interesting. hmm it's under settings. Settings of what is it? It's at the bottom of YouTube Studio, bottom left. Yeah, bottom left. I'm getting someone set up. Hey, Jude, you're heading out, Jack? Oh, don't head out yet. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. There we go. hmm We're getting them all set up. I got someone I want to redirect you to, and it's because it's gonna be awesome. I want to promote this guy a little bit and get some of his followers up. See if we can get this guy up, and just give me a minute. It's somebody you'll know too. So you just hang out for a little bit because oh, you do. Yeah, you do. Ah, give me just a second. I'm gonna make this happen. Try and get this guy set up for redirect. Community settings. Uh, community settings. There we go. There we go. Community settings. And it's ask this man to add you to their live redirect list. Live. Yep. Cool. There we go. We're going to redirect you over to this person. Let's do this really quick. Yep, no problem. And paste. Why is it not pasting? There we go. I'm going to have to make sure you save. Make sure that saved it. Make sure that you saved it. We'll see. Add, paste. It's still not, you didn't save it. It's still not working. Still not working. Working. Yep. All right, let's do this. Maybe it is me. Copy. No. Nope. Just give me let me see. I'm wanting to cancel that portion, see if I can get this thing to work because I want to redirect to somebody that I think we can do this. Paste. There it is. Nope. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Hmm. Yeah, sorry, folks. It's no. It's not LC, not Playboy Malloy. We may have to. Yeah, longest redirect. Okay, let's give it a try. Edit. Come on, we're gonna make this happen. We're gonna make this happen. Paste. Nope. Well, we'll have to try tomorrow. Yeah. Well, we will try tomorrow if you are live. We will try tomorrow. Yeah. Yep. Not going to be able to do it. Sorry. Ah, just not able to make it happen. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Cool, cool. Excellent. Good people. I'm gonna just try it tomorrow. We were giving it a try today, but it wouldn't happen. Tried to do a redirect to somebody. Well, we'll take care of it tomorrow because it may just be that StreamYard needs to update. In the meantime, I will do the old. See, I'm trying to help out a new creator is what I was trying to do, but that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Wasn't able to get them redirected properly, but we've got you guys. No, no, I want it to be a surprise. I want it to be a surprise. That's what I want to do. I want to make it a surprise for you fine folks. Yeah, I can tell you where I can show you where I want to send everybody so you guys can go over there and give them a little bit of love. So give me just a second while I pull this back up. It's crazy that I wasn't able to redirect to them. I'm going to have you guys redirected to redirected somewhere else. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this to you guys so you can go over there. Make sure that you give this guy a little bit of love right here. This is Captain Kern. This is where I was going to redirect you, but I'm not able to because for whatever reason it's not linking up. Go over there, give him a thumbs up, show him a little bit of love. If you haven't subbed to him, give him a little bit of a sub. And Captain Kern's pretty good people. Yeah, it's chat needs an edit button. That happens. But yeah, that's the actual stream that he's doing right now. That's Captain Kern. He's one of the people that comes in here and chats every so often, hangs out and is pretty fun people. I knew it. It's awesome. I know I'm a total tease. But yeah, go and give him a little bit of love. I mean, let's see if we can get him to, get him to 100 today, maybe get him to 1,000 by the end of the year. I mean, come on. He's good people. We want to make sure that we show him a little bit of love. So you guys have a wonderful one. I'm going to send you over to Mo and that's only because that's the only person I wanted to redirect. And more than likely she will, after she finishes up, she will redirect you guys over to Baker, which will probably already be going at that point in time. But we love the people. We love the people. Just remember,
stick in your two fingers like this, and then place your thumb on top like so. That will increase the pleasure.
Now I gotta call somebody to come get me because my car turned into a spaceship and I don't know how to fly it. I'm not an astronaut.